너네니까 rhythm hold up Welcome to K-Town 이번에 뭐들 하지 내 마실 때 니하오 봉주르 술은 두 손으로 받아 어른들과 술을 마실 때 하지만 오늘은
Tidak hanya Indonesia yang mengalami krisis moneter pada akhir tahun 90-an, namun Korea Selatan sendiri juga menjadi salah satu negara yang juga terdampak krisis keuangan regional Asia pada tahun 1997 sampai 1998 dan menjadi negara termiskin beberapa tahun setelah perpecahan Unified Republic Korea. Sebelum era 90-an, Korea Selatan merupakan salah satu negara termakmur di Asia, tepatnya pada tahun 1988. Namun semua itu berubah ketika Korea Selatan mengajukan pinjaman dana IMF demi menyelamatkan negara. Dan pada masa itu, masyarakat tidak tahu penyebab terjadinya pinjaman uang negara terjadi. Keanehan ini tidak pernah diharapkan terjadi di Korea Selatan. Bahkan pada masa ini, Korea Selatan menjadi salah satu negara ekonomi yang meningkat dan juga bagian anggota organisasi kerjasama dan pembangunan ekonomi. Semua krisis itu terjadi diakibatkan banyak perusahaan yang melakukan ekspansi besar-besaran tanpa adanya kesanggupan dalam membayar pinjaman dari bank, dan juga merupakan kelalaian bank yang mudah meminjamkan uang kepada perusahaan tanpa melakukan pemeriksaan atau proses seleksi kemampuan pembayaran hutang terhadap beberapa perusahaan di Korea Selatan. Salah satu perusahaan besar saat ini yang terkena dampak yaitu perusahaan otomotif KIA di Korea Selatan.
Kejadian permasalahan pinjaman ini juga terjadi terhadap masyarakat yang menjadi nasabah bank dalam proses pinjaman, yang mana pada masa itu kemampuan daya beli masyarakat sangat tinggi, baik itu mobil, properti, hingga bahan makanan atau pangan. Sekitar 70% merupakan barang impor. Akibat begitu baiknya ekonomi pada masa itu, hal tersebut terjadi diakibatkan oleh faktor uang pinjaman bank yang merupakan uang pinjaman juga, yang mana aset bank di Korea Selatan pada masa itu merupakan hasil pinjaman dari luar negeri, bank internasional, dan bahkan dana investasi dari investor asing. Kekayaan Korea Selatan pada masa itu hanya 6 miliar US dollar dan hutang negara mencapai angka 150 miliar US dollar. Bahkan pernyataan ini langsung disampaikan oleh pemerintah Kim Yong-sam pada publik atas kekhawatiran meningkatnya jumlah bunuh diri sekitar 60.000 jiwa terhadap tekanan stres krisis finansial ekonomi yang terjadi. Kemudian, solusi dan langkah negara Korea Selatan. Permasalahan krisis ini terselesaikan setelah peminjaman uang oleh IMF dengan memenuhi 6 persyaratan. Yang pertama, pembukaan pasar terbuka Korea Selatan. Kedua, terbukanya investasi dan mengambil keuntungan dalam masa proses pemulihan ekonomi. IMF menuntut lowongan kerja yang fleksibel. Terjadinya kerja kontrak terhadap masyarakat Korea Selatan. Bunga pinjaman ditinggikan. Kemudian pinjaman uang dibatasi. Dalam waktu kurang dari 5 tahun, pada Agustus 2001, Korea Selatan berhasil membayar lunas hutang negara pada IMF atau mendapatkan kebebasan hutang dan pinjaman baru lagi. Bahkan tahun 2002, Korea Selatan dan Jepang dapat menyelenggarakan World Cup atau Piala Dunia 2002.
Kenapa bisa Korea Selatan dapat membayar hutang negara dalam waktu yang singkat? Awal tahun setelah peminjaman uang kepada IMF, Korea Selatan memulai gerakan mengumpulkan emas. Karena mata uang Korea Selatan saat itu memiliki nilai yang begitu buruk. Tapi emas merupakan aset yang memiliki nilai, dan hal ini memunculkan nilai nasionalisme bangsa Korea Selatan pada masa itu. Semua warga negara Korea Selatan mengumpulkan emasnya, baik itu warisan maupun kepemilikan pribadi masyarakat, disumbangkan dengan sukarela pada negara. Gerakan ini menyelamatkan Korea Selatan dalam krisis ekonomi terjadi, dan nilai emas yang disumbangkan oleh masyarakat dikembalikan dalam bentuk jumlah uang dengan nilai aset yang sama akan harga nilai emas yang disumbangkan tersebut. Dengan total 3,5 juta orang ikut membantu dan Korea Selatan berhasil mengumpulkan 225 ton emas. Uang hasil gerakan ini digunakan untuk menyelamatkan perusahaan nasional yang berhasil bertahan atau masih diselamatkan.
Setelah survive dari krisis ekonomi, Korea Selatan sadar akan kekurangan sumber daya alam yang mereka miliki untuk kemampuan pembangunan nasional. Namun, di sini Korea Selatan bergerak ke arah yang lain. Mereka melakukan investasi pada sumber daya manusia dan pada kebudayaan di dunia hiburannya. Mereka memperbaiki hubungan bilateral, flash money, dan uang itu digunakan untuk menyekolahkan sebanyak-banyaknya orang Korea ke luar negeri. Selain itu, Korea Selatan juga bergerak pada industri manufaktur dan pengembangan teknologi. Semakin berkembang terus-menerus dan akhirnya mereka bergerak pada industri entertainment yang begitu pesat dan kita kenal dengan mudah saat ini. Hal ini menghasilkan Korean Wave atau pop culture yang luar biasa. Dalam waktu kurang 10 tahun, Korea Selatan saat ini di tahun 2021 salah satu negara termiskin di dunia berubah menjadi salah satu negara terkaya di dunia. Produknya digunakan oleh orang di seluruh dunia dan pop culture dan Korean Wave-nya dinikmati oleh segala kalangan di seluruh dunia. Budaya pop culture ini tidak hanya sangat populer di negara timur saja, namun di dunia barat pop culture Korea ini atau kita kenal dengan istilah Korean Wave juga begitu pesat perkembangannya. Di sini saya memiliki salah satu narasumber yang merupakan salah satu seorang penggiat atau penggemar Korean Wave, baik itu K-pop, Korean entertainment-nya maupun Korean dramanya. Okay, let's begin.
Hi everyone, my name is Enise and I'm 19 years old and I'm from Switzerland.
Hi Enis.
Hello.
Enis was my friend and she from Switzerland, but she have a blood Turkish. It's really interesting to telling you guys about how the people in the Western got the Korean Wave. It's really interesting to make we know it. So let's begin. Enis, as the people who love South Korean culture, what do you think about the the entertainment, the idols, the drama, and about the fashions and beauty care in South Korea?
I think it's very different than the Western culture. The K-pop culture is very wide and so big, and there's so much more entertainment than in the Western culture. For example, the entertainment shows like Weekly Idol or just the live streams on VLive, everything. There's so much content about every group, and I think that's very different than Western culture, because Western artists don't engage with their fans as much as Korean idols like artists do, and that's really nice. It's also very different to compare with which people like K-pop here and which not. Like, you can really tell there's a stereotype about K-pop. People are really judgmental about it. I think that's in general a bit. In Asia, it's very different. K-pop is really normal. Watching K-dramas is really normal. But in Europe, it's really difficult to be a K-pop stan because everyone always looks at you and judges you. So
Okay.
I know from my friends that we always try to keep it a secret. We don't like to tell people that we watch Korean dramas, that we like listening to K-pop, because they always make fun of it. Yeah. You asked about beauty as well, right?
Yep.
Beauty and
Beauty care and the fashions.
when I started liking Korean culture more, I also noticed that there's a lot of Korean beauty brands and also makeup brands. which are really popular in Europe. And I wanted to try it out. And I think Koreans are really good with beauty brands, and it's really good. Like I also use it myself. The skincare of Korean skincare, and I really like it. And I think they really know what they're doing about makeup. For example, I know that their makeup isn't as diverse as it should be.
Yeah.
For example, foundation, there's only a few colors, and I know that people are really mad about it because they can't find their skin color. But in general, I think it's a really, really nice thing. About what else did you ask about?
I think is that a good answer. Maybe the other question is also you have a plan going to Korea, and like it is studio about. So what thing you will be do in Korean, and what thing you want to know more about South Korean?
Food. I really like the Korean food. That's really interesting. And I've been also learning the language for 2-3 years now. And I also, if I go to Korea, I would really like to advance in the language as well, like more, and just the culture in general. I don't think K-pop and K-dramas are all about that, but also the culture is really interesting, especially because compared to Europe, it's a very, very different culture. And for example, Turkey is a bit more similar to Korean culture.
Oh, really?
But
I never know that.
it is like the friendliness of the people and the way they talk and the way they just act in general. It's really similar, but because I grew up in Europe, it's very different to me with the people around me, because in Switzerland people are more cold and not so social. So I think in Korea they're more social and really nice, what I've seen on the internet. But yeah, that can always change if you actually go there and try to live there. It can always be difficult.
Oh, that's a really good answer. What I really need from my documentary film. I think one more question about the racism in South Korea. What do you think? Have you expect you will be get racism there or something? Like, you know, right? The Korean people, they so supremacy with themselves. If you try to plan something or try to offensive or defend yourself, like, you know, it will be happen on you. So what would the solution of you?
I've done my research on that as well.
Wow.
I watched YouTube videos and stuff because I wanted to know what can someone like me expect if I go there, because I look different, and I know that Korean people aren't too open-minded anyway.
Yep.
And I've heard different opinions. Some people say that Koreans don't judge at all and they're really, really nice. But I've also heard that some people get really, really disrespected and mistreated because they look different. Or, for example, they wear hijabs and they're just treated differently, especially if you don't know the language. So I don't know. I think Korea has to work on that still, on the racism aspect. I think the newer generation is much better.
Yep.
But the older generation is a bit critical. It's hard to say, and I'm a bit scared if I go to Korea that they will treat me in a way that will make me really sad. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The answer, the entire aspect is like the racism is going to down if you in the last 5 years, because the new generation is understandable about the racism and about the different unity in the diversity. And like what you said before, you have done well research about the racism in South Korea. as an Indonesian and Asia people, we do racism in Indonesia, to be honest. Like in the East Indonesia, people there was a black, and most of people here call the monkey, call they're like the ugly one. But right now has a new generation, especially to millennials or Gen Z. People really understand how good unity in diversity. That's right. What have you been said before? I think that's all. It's really interest to know about someone who really upside, who loves the Korean and talking about it. And I do really appreciate your time. Thank you, Enis. I think that's all. The formal side. Wait, I will stop the recording.